Now, I don't know if you find this a frustration. I certainly do. We've got lots of different pieces of software at AVN, and none of them naturally talk to each other. Oh, you're on holiday. Thanks for that, Rod. And I'm impressed with my memory as well. Yeah, so we find that we have to use different pieces of software to make our software talk to each other, and then you get an update on one and that stops everything working. I don't know if you can relate to that, but for me it is an absolute pain in the backside. And a very recent one from our point of view, we spent about 3 hours in the office yesterday just trying to solve a problem as to why something had stopped working, and it was like finding a needle in a haystack. So yeah, I kind of just wanted to invite the QX guys over, because when I was at Accountex a couple of weeks ago, they showed me a piece of software that seems to just eradicate those kinds of problems, and I thought it was amazing. And I said, look, you guys have got to come on, you've got to share this with the accountants that come and see this webinar on a regular basis, because I thought it was fantastic. It absolutely blew me away. So listen, without further ado, I'm going to invite our guests. So let me first of all just unspotlight myself so you can see our guests. I've got stuff in front of my screens and everything here. So first of all, we've got Niraj, we've got Sagar, and we've got Pramith from QX Accounting Solutions. And of course they work with accountants. They are a massive team of accountants, and they certainly understand the challenges that accountants in practice go through. So without further ado, I'm not sure who to direct the question to, so I shall leave it open. But first of all, let me ask the question, what is QX Practice Pro? That's going to be the theme of today. So who'd like to tell me about that?
I'll take the plunge here, Shane, and very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Shane, for having us back here for the second time. But this time around, definitely it feels like that it's we are one of the presenters with Shark Tank demonstrating the tech piece, and our audience is the investors. But I wanted to clarify, we're not asking for any funding here, so you guys can relax. So it's just a bit of chit chat around the new technology solution that we've got in place now, which we believe helps accounting firms to become more efficient. And to give you some background there, Shane, and to the audience about Practice Pro. So as you know, we are obviously one of the outsourcing service providers dealing with about 200 plus firms in the UK in the areas of accounting, tax, audit, onshoring, and so on and so forth. Now, because of the virtue of the position that we have got in the market and the experience that we have got for the last 20 years, we have gotten some deep insights into the ways accounting firms are operating with their technology stack. Now, we see really there are two kind of firms with our sort of analysis. One is the progressive ones, the successful firms, which are using the technology to best of their advantage, of course, and the cloud integration has happened. All the services are sitting on the cloud, all the softwares are sitting on the cloud, and it is definitely making them more efficient, and I would imagine more successful because of that. And the second one, or the second kind, is really the one where we have got the majority of the firms where the technology stack is just working in silos. You do have softwares, but they're working in silos. They do not talk to each other. There are a lot of manual intervention which is involved. You create a client in one software, then you've got to create in second, third, fourth, five, six, and so on and so forth. So our technology stack is a combination of about 7 or 8 different softwares that we're looking at. And our team has researched about 30 plus softwares in the market that's there. And they've created that tech stack, which is obviously off-the-shelf softwares. On the cloud, of course, they're available, but they are talking to each other. That's the beauty of it. That's number one part of it. The second thing is it definitely helps firms to become practice of the future. And the reason is very simple. We believe that accounting firms, partners, directors, they do not have the bandwidth actually to work out what technology stack is needed, because the market is absolutely cluttered. If you remember, Shane, when we met in Accountex, we had about 250 exhibitors. Out of that, I guarantee about 150 were software providers. Yeah, and we believe that the partners, they do not have that kind of time to A, zero down the tech stack, B, how to use it effectively, because you have features in the software, but you're not using workflow, for example, you're not using automation for the same time. So there are a number of other issues which are involved where the softwares are not getting used properly at the same time. And number 3 is they are not integrated at all. They are not integrated whatsoever. So tech stack, in summary, and you will see the demo in a short while, it is a software platform where the entire client journey is digitized, entire client journey is integrated at the same time with the same pieces of cloud softwares that one may be having within their practice at the moment. And end of the day, I think it's a one-stop shop solution for accounting firms to get the help through a technology partner like QX. So this is what a brief summary is on Practice Pro there, Shane.
Yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, as you was mentioning that, and obviously I started off my my rant at the beginning about the challenges that we had yesterday, and it's they're not as rare as I'd like them to be, and from my point of view and my team's point of view, and I'm sure all of the audience on here can relate, our time is better spent not messing about with software, trying to get it to talk to each other, or at least trying to make sure everything's in line, isn't it? Our time is incredibly valuable, and it should be about creating and delivering on our solutions to our clients. Yeah, I'm gonna switch my microphone in a minute. In fact, I'll just try doing it now, see if it helps. So let me do that and see if the sound is any better. Give us a yes or no in the box if that's helped. Might just be a bit windy though, that's the trouble. Anyway, so from your point of view, Sagar, just tell me about the typical challenges that you experience people facing. What problems is this going to fix?
So, Shane, while we were exploring the possibility of launching this service suite and the product Practice Pro, we did a quick survey of the firms that we are providing services to, of course. And the survey went out to about 200 plus firms, and probably about 70% were nice enough who responded back to us there. So if you see, it's about 87% of the firms who are juggling with variety of softwares in the market as of now. Again, the integration is missing. A lot of features in the software which can be used effectively, that's not being used. And it's only 13% of the firms who are truly integrated on the cloud. Now, the problem is they have desktop-driven softwares, and then you have many other cloud-based softwares which are not talking to each other at all. That's number one. But number two, at the same time, if you see on the right side of the screen, I was absolutely blown away when I saw the issues and the problems which you have in the manual driven processes where the automation hasn't kicked in at all with accounting practices. And some of them are top 20 firms, top 30 firms, which has responded back here. I'm not going to name them, of course, but the problems the issues are managing prospects on spreadsheet. Now, accounting firms are spending so much of money on Google or PPCs and doing different campaigns, for example. But when the lead comes in, it is actually sitting on the Excel. Now, you can follow them up for a month or so, but then it's going to be absolutely dead after a while because you do not have a software solution in place where the client journey starts, because the prospect comes in. If you do not have a CRM software, it is dead after 2-3 months. So that's number one problem which we have seen, and it's probably about 95% of the firms who do not have that integration in place from your website to your CRM. That's number one. Number two, engagement letters are still getting sent out manually. So imagine somebody scanning that, engagement letter, signing it off, and then obviously uploading it somewhere on the cloud. It's an absolute unnecessary, process, which variety of softwares can take care of that quite easily through a proper practice management software. But again, that's one of the issues which is out there. Third will be, it's quite interesting one. We were talking to one of the top 20 firm, and they mentioned that they review the accounts when the manager is booking meeting with them. And I was talking to a partner, and the simple question which we were asking is, don't you have a workflow defined within the practice management software? The answer was no, they didn't have it. It simply means that if you have got a proper workflow system in place, you've got a processor working on the job, it goes to review, which is manager. From there, it goes to partner. But again, that's one of the pervasive issues that we are seeing, that we do not have workflow settings defined properly. And then other ones, for example, the emails are still sent out to the clients to chase the tax documents, for example, after the year it finishes off. Now, in our solution, what we're doing is we are defining it at a frequency where emails are going out automatically to the clients, and the clients are responding back. And that information which they are responding back to is getting saved in the client repository automatically. So imagine a world where you have automation kicking in automatically, where emails are going out, client is responding back with the information or with the source documents, and that is getting saved in the cloud automatically. And from there, the processor is starting the job. Again, everything without any human intervention whatsoever. Plus, there are other issues which I've mentioned, but again, we know that we'll be running against time. So I'll just read them out. For example, there are repetition of client data at each stage that is getting created in the software, which I covered up before. Then there are, the document management system, which is not integrated with your email clients. It could be Outlook, it could be Teams, it could be any other software for that matter. So these are few issues that we are seeing, and there are many others. Definitely, there are many others. But these are the ones which we think is so simple, but yet it's not been addressed in the market as of now. And that's where Practice Pro comes in. That's where Practice Pro Services kicks in to ensure that these things as a whole is sorted out, of course, on the cloud.
Brilliant, thank you for that. Did you want to run a poll, by the way? You asked about running a poll just to sort of find out how the audience were kind of experiencing these challenges. Would you like me to launch that?
Yes, please, Shane. I think these problems which I mentioned, we wanted to just see the quick reaction if these are the similar issues the audience are also facing. So if they can respond back, of course, that would be very helpful.
So far, it's certainly into the late 80s and fluctuates into the 90% of people are definitely experiencing these challenges. So absolutely relevant right now, isn't it?
So it sinks in with the survey, Shane, that we did, 8713. It is close to that.
Yeah. Do you want me to share these results on the screen?
Yes, please, Shane. I think that should give the audience an idea of the numbers that we're looking at.
So look, okay, so they're the results shared on screen. Not everybody jumped onto the poll to answer, but you can see that actually pretty much 90% of people are having these exact challenges. So yeah, definitely relevant right now. Okay, thank you. Just get rid of that.
Thank you, everyone.
So, just out of curiosity, on this software, what kind of security measures are in place if this is everything that's being handled at the back end? Is it safe for people?
Neeraj, you want to take this?
Sure. So, since the QX Practice Pro sits over all the leading industry software available in the UK market, and all the client data sits within the UK server, which are hosted on the UK network right now. So it is a GDPR compliant, so there is no possibility of data leakage or data breach anywhere. Also, QX is a GDPR compliant organization, so any product of QX are hosted on the UK network. So even the solution that we are providing here is a completely GDPR compliant as well. So it is completely secure from the data perspective.
Okay, and you say it runs on the cloud, so nobody needs to have kind of a local server or anything like that?
That's a great point, Shane. I think, to be honest, I was talking to one of the clients in the UK when I was there last week. So they are currently paying about 35K for hosted desktop solution. And the discussion was revolving around that. Why do you need the data server? Why do you need the softwares to be hosted on the server? Because if you are a cloud practice where everything is sitting on the cloud, that phenomena absolutely goes out, So you're right. If everything is on the cloud, your practice of the future, what we are saying, and you have the ability to obviously work from anywhere at the same time. So that traditional based softwares essentially will not be needed in the solution that we are suggesting, yes.
Okay. So are we able to take a look at the software?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes. So Pramit, over to you.
Do you want to bring up the demo page and take? So I think what you see here on the right hand side is the wheel. It's actually in layout of the QX Practice Pro dashboard, which I think Neeraj will show to you guys when we go through the demo. The idea is that you think big, act small, and scale faster. Now, the purpose of this demonstration is to show you how we can actually give you these automated business insights to help you drive your business. Because if you are spending a lot of your time in duplicating your work or repeating your work and doing that manually, it does take up a lot of your time. Rather than focusing on growing or scaling your business, you're focusing on just doing and trying to run the day-to-day business. Now, through this Practice Pro, what we're trying to achieve is to enable you to automate your client engagement, set a process and a workflow automation within the softwares that you use. The idea is that we don't want to shift you away from your existing software. It's like as good as asking for your soul, but the purpose is to make sure that we are able to create an integrated environment within the tools that you are currently using. Of course, that in addition to that, we're also here to suggest you what works best, because we work with 200 plus firms, accounting firm across the UK, and we are able to share some best practices with you, looking at how other practices have integrated the systems, adapted to new processes. We are wanting to bring that to you to advise you and guide you on what works best and how you can actually scale up your practice while making those or taking those small steps towards that integration goal. Now, of course, there will be a cloud-based data management system as well that will allow you to have all of your data integrated on your cloud platform. So, Neeraj, if you want to start the demo, we can take it through and give them an understanding of how this will work.
Sure. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, once you just subscribe to the QX Practice Pro, you will get the access to the QX Practice Pro through this login credentials. The moment you log into the page, a wheel will blown up on your screen. That will you can see it's a one-stop solution for all your software needs. So all your industry-leading software are hosted on single page. So at times it happens with many of the accounting firms, they are juggling between the different software. Their software are hosted on different environment. But here, what we have to achieve here, that we are hosted all the software in one go. So for example, if somebody wants looking to work on the bookkeeping task, they can click on the bookkeeping task and the Xero software will pops up on your screen. Same goes to all other software, like for practice management for Meta, like we have a link accountancy manager for the practice management. It will take you to the accountancy manager page. So what it does, not only doing the integration of the different software, but also it is providing a one-stop solution for you to access all the software in one go. Now our automation journey will start from Sales CRM. Like I think, and last and most importantly, I reiterated the fact that this is a unique feature of the QX Practice Pro, which we normally don't see that many service provider provides. That having a insight of your business, which is very important for anybody, for Meta, to whether to have a real-time health check of the business, that you see how your business is performing every day, every second. Yeah.
Thank you, Neeraj.
Yeah, over to you.
Neeraj, it's clear that you're very passionate about this, and thank you for that. Obviously, you didn't want to stop. Lots of great aspects of that tool, isn't there? First of all, a quick question. Have I stopped buzzing? I think I realised why I was buzzing on the original microphone, so let me know if I'm still buzzing. There are a few questions. I am going to answer them, but actually, what I'd just like for the chat box, a quick yes or no. Can you see value in implementing this into your business? Do you feel that it would save you time? Just give us a quick yes or no in the chat box, just to get a feel for how you've kind of received and seen the value of this particular software. So seeing yeses at the moment, so thank you for that. Just wanted to make sure that it was on message. So yeah, I mean, I've not seen a single no yet, so that's fantastic. So thank you for that. All right, very quickly then, I'm going to see if I can run through these questions because I'm sure people have got a limited amount of time. So first of all, is this something that, how difficult is it to set up? How much training, support, etc. will be required and therefore given, I suppose, by QX?
Just a quick answer to that, Shane, is obviously implementation is one piece where we are charging depending upon the scope of the work. but there is an ongoing support which is provided on monthly fees basis, which includes the training. So for example, if you get a new guy in the office, they do not know the client engagement automation piece. So there would be some training hours that we will agree with the clients in advance, which would include that we come in and we train them on, say, for example, HubSpot or practice management tool, or maybe something else in the future. So it's a full-blown solution, which means the after-sales support also kicks in at the same time.
Okay, excellent. Listen, just noticing that it's now 1:30, can I ask another quick question for the chat box? If you are interested in maybe seeing this in a little bit more detail, can I request that you, first of all, change the chat box settings just to hosts and panelists so it doesn't necessarily get shared with everybody, but either put your email address in or your phone number so that, you know, contact can be made and something can be arranged. So, yeah, I'll just give you a few moments to be doing that. And meanwhile, I'll go through the other questions. Now, I think you've kind of sort of answered this next question. Can this be tailored as in menu price so that we just pay for the parts that are useful to us as opposed to what may work for everybody else? So I think you kind of answered that before.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep. Okay. That's cool. Short and sweet. One from Awana here. Except for the integration of these tools, does QX software bring more features than the paid version of all of these software? That's kind of part one of the question. And also, does it work for free versions of various software, for example, HubSpot?
I'll just quickly take that. Yes, Shane, for the second one, if it's a free version of HubSpot, the integration will still work. And the good thing is they don't have to pay for that, of course, to HubSpot. And on the first piece, yes, depending upon the software and how flexible it is, we should be able to accommodate few changes here and there. So you might have noticed Neeraj mentioned with Accountancy Manager also, there are a lot many integrations / the tool that we have created within. For example, Dext was one such example where they don't share the APIs, but we created those in the backend to work with AM. So these things will be part and parcel of the game. And as I said before, we have a software team who is quite sort of experienced and seasoned. So there are different possibilities, as you know, Shane. So that can be accommodated depending upon the need of the clients.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for that. There is a question from Brandon as well. I'm not sure how easy this one is to answer. Can we not use ChatGPT 4 or the plugins at least to integrate all of our software management, practice management? I mean, I've no idea what the answer to that one would be, to be honest with you.
The answer is we'll get back to you.
Fair enough. Well, I think unless I've missed anything, they were all the oh, hang on a minute. Scroll down, always useful. Tell us, how do we arrange a demo? All right, okay. So, and how long to block for the training and cost off. So hopefully you saw that as well. So how do you arrange the demo? I think, as I mentioned, if you are interested in seeing it a little bit more detail, having some conversations about this, I know some of you already have, but if you haven't done yet, put either your phone number or your email address in there, or both, as some of you have done as well, into the chat box, just for the hosts and panelists, and then obviously that can be arranged. But in the meantime, if you want to answer those questions, how long the demo might take, a bit more in depth, and certainly the training, that'll be useful.
I think, Neeraj, you can explain it better because there's a discovery session. I mean, there's a template that we normally share, and depending upon the needs of the clients, then we can fix it up how much it's going to take. Isn't it, Neeraj?
Yeah. So, Shane, generally, we divide an entire process into 3 phases: discovery, development, and implementation. So in discovery phase, we try to gather the information of the practice, what kind of software suite they got, what kind of client base they got. And based on that, we first recommend our solution, that this is the solution that we are recommending to go for crowd-based. Having said that, if they are looking to continue with their set of software, then we can provide a plan, which is the proposal that this is what the development plan will look like. And both based on the confirmation, we start developing the entire integration and we implement for them in the due course.
Great. Okay. Well, look, that's it for the questions. I want to say thank you, guys. I think this is going to be a really, really useful tool for people, to be honest with you, because, as I say, I know firsthand what it's like trying to get all the pieces of software to talk to each other, and then somebody updates their piece of software, and that can break all of that, and it's just a minefield. Whereas, actually, in the back end, you guys will be just looking after that and just sorting it out for everybody, won't you? So, thank you. I can see lots of people have left their information in there, and lots of people are saying thank you as well. So, really appreciate that, and yeah, all the best. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening, everybody, and hope to see you in next week's webinar. Right.
Thank you very much, Shane, and thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Really
you,
appreciate
everyone,
it.
for being here.
you,
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shane.
Cheers. All the best to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.